What's up, guys, and welcome to my new favorite city in the whole world. I have officially dethroned Cebu as my favorite city in the whole world, so it is now Bangkok. I absolutely love this place. I just love it. It's really perfect for me. Probably gonna have to look at moving back here sometime, but anyway, that's beside the point. First, before I get into the topic, why am I in Bangkok? Well, I am finally, after it's been about 5 months now of waiting and saving money and seeing what I can do in terms of legal action to fix issues that don't even need to be issues. So I'm here in Bangkok. I have an appointment in the morning with the U.S. Embassy and a lawyer, and I fully intend to follow through on what will be definitely weeks and months worth of legal work and a whole bunch of money, but it will all pay off in the end. I am 100% certain of it, or I would not be doing it. So with that being said, let me get into the topic. Especially for you guys, I made some notes on my phone so I wouldn't forget, because you guys are cool. I wanted to talk to you about the top 5 things you should do as an expat in Southeast Asia. Now, before I get into this, let me just say, I made a video, and I'll try to link it up here in the corner, called What Not to Do as an Expat in the Philippines. That video has about 77,000 views right now, so it's going over pretty well with some people, and it has a bunch of comments. You're welcome to go check it out anytime. I'm going to do another video on what not to do as an expat in Thailand, but that'll be coming up down the road after I've been here a little while longer. So I thought I would start with Southeast Asia. In general, first thing you should do, number 1, leave your ego on the airplane. What do I mean by that? That means nobody in Southeast Asia cares how much money you have, how much money you make, what you're planning on doing when you get here, how many views you have on YouTube, how many live streams you kick out a week, what your influence is in America, or any Western privilege that you may have from a Western country. In other words, we have rights and things like that in where I come from, America. We have various rights that you simply do not and will not have in Southeast Asia, particularly in some of the poor countries such as the Philippines, Laos. In those countries specifically, you will definitely see that foreigners really don't have any rights. If you're on a tourist visa, there's really nothing you can do about anything other than leave. Trust me, I know. Leaving your ego on the plane is the best advice I could possibly give you, because if you remain humble and understand that you are a foreigner, you are a guest in someone else's home while you're in Southeast Asia, if you treat it that way, you will have nothing but success the whole time you're here. What is a good policy? A good policy is make friends with the locals. Make friends with Thai people. Make friends with Filipinos. Make friends with the Laotians. Make friends with people that are citizens of the country that you're in. Why? Because an expat on a tourist visa is useless to you when you need help. They can't do anything. Absolutely useless. There is no point in befriending a whole bunch of expats thinking that you're going to start an expat community of people that are just going to do great and wonderful things for all kinds of impoverished people all over the country. No, probably not going to happen. The truth of the matter is, most people in these foreign countries don't mind if you come to visit, but they really don't want you to stay. Most people. And when I say most, I'm speaking of the vast majority, and that has been my personal experience in Southeast Asia. And I am just giving you my personal experience. So you can say I'm wrong, you can say I'm right, you can disagree, doesn't matter. I'm telling you from my personal experience, most of the people love for you to come visit, most of them also want you to go back home. So if you're planning on living in Southeast Asia, you better leave your ego on the plane. That's step number 1. Number 2, have a plan. Have a plan means know what you're going to do when you get off the plane. Know where you're going to stay, know what kind of food you want to eat, have an idea of the place that you are going to, the culture, the people. Your financial situation is of the utmost importance when you come to a Southeast Asian country, I assure you. People think coming here is easy because it's cheap, cost of living is less, That's true. Cost of living is less. However, you will get yourself in a world of hurt very, very quickly if you do not understand how to manage your finances, manage your attitude, and manage the cultural aspects that are going on around you in the environment. If you come to a place in Southeast Asia and you have no clue, you've never been here before, prepare for culture shock. It's going to be rough, it's going to be bad, and you're going to have a lot of moments that will either humble you or will send you home. Or to jail. It could do that too. I don't know. Number 3, learn a few basic phrases in the local language. Why is that important? Because you are not always going to have your significant other or a friend with you who speaks the local language. You need to know basic things. How to say hello, how to say thank you, how to say can I go here. You need to know how to say left and right. If you need to give a cab driver directions, for example. You need to know how to count to at least 10 in these languages. Therefore, if you know how to speak a few basic phrases in your local language, you will survive with a lot less anxiety than most people, I assure you. Because I was one of those people that came and didn't know how to say anything to anyone, and the anxiety level goes way up when you don't know how to communicate with people. You don't know if people are talking about you behind their back. You don't know what they're saying, and it's nerve-wracking. It really is. So my suggestion to you is learn a few sentences, learn a few useful phrases in the local language. Number 4. Have a surplus of savings. I mean financial savings. Have resources back home, liquid resources that you can get your hands on, as well as finances in country where you are. Why? If you have an emergency and you need a couple $1,000s for whatever reason, you better make sure it's there. If you have a health emergency and you have no traveler's insurance, and you need to go to a hospital, I'm gonna tell you, if you need to go to the hospital in the Philippines and you have a major accident, they will let you die. I promise you, they will let you sit on the curb and die if you don't have money. It's a fact. I have personally heard testimony from Filipino citizens that have told me that. Here in Thailand, it's not much different. There is a little bit of wiggle room here, but not much. So in these Southeast Asian countries, it is imperative that you make sure you have A, some type of insurance and a backup plan, B, a financial surplus somewhere. A good savings would be 10,000 US dollars. I don't have 10,000 US dollars in the bank. I need to have 10,000 US dollars in the bank. But I'm telling you, based on my experience, if you want to do it right, if you want to come here, low anxiety, live a very peaceful, easy life, 10,000 US dollars in the bank as a surplus, money that you don't need to touch unless it's absolutely necessary, you will have a peace of mind like you have never known before, I can assure you. Because the cost of living here is lower. You don't need a lot of money to survive, but you will need a lot of money should you have an emergency. And finally, respect the culture. What does that mean? Respect your environment, the people that are around you. Some people are not going to speak your language. Some people are not going to look like you. Some people are not going to talk like you. Some people are not going to act like you. That's fine. Let them be who they are and go on your way. If your gut tells you something is wrong, keep it moving. Let me give you an example. The cultural aspect in the Philippines is one of family, and here in Thailand as well. Family is of the utmost importance. So if you deface a person, a member of any large family, you are going to have a problem with that family. How do you keep from doing that? By respecting the culture. If they spit in your face, punch you in the nose, whatever happens to you, tell them you apologize for whatever it was that made them upset. You beg for their forgiveness and just move away. Go away and don't ever come back. Why? Because that is the simplest solution to the problem. You cannot fight against citizens of a foreign nation. You can't do it. It's not possible, guys. Don't think that because you're a Westerner or because you come from a privileged country, I'm not talking about white privilege. Please don't even get me started on that. I'm talking about from a country where we have first world stuff, problems, right? And you come to a third world or developing country, you don't have the same rights. You don't have the same benefits. Nobody cares that you're a success in your home country. Nobody cares that you have money. Nobody cares that you're important. They don't care. So just know that when you get here, it's like a fresh start. Nobody really cares who you are or what you've done. They only care about what you're going to do and how you're going to treat them. Respect the culture. Respect the religion of the country. For example, the Philippines is a very Catholic and Christian country. Respect the holidays. Respect the fact that the people there like to go to church. Don't get involved with political discussions for any reason anywhere in Southeast Asia. It is a bad idea. In most Southeast Asian countries, you are not allowed to be involved in any kind of political aspect of anything. No protest, no nothing. So, in summary, guys, I would like to tell you to make sure that you respect the culture of whatever country you go to. Learn a few basic phrases in the local language. Have a plan and have a backup plan for that plan. Have a surplus of financial savings. Leave your ego on the plane. If you do those things, you will set yourself up for success. Also, let me give you a final word of caution. Most expats are not your friend. Please take heed to that, okay? If you want to get involved with good people, find good locals and get involved with them. There are good expats in these countries. I'm not saying every expat is bad, but coming from a person who has personally been burnt, scorned, harassed, tormented by other expats, I am telling you, it is a better idea to get friendly with the locals than it is to think that you're going to have a bunch of expat friends. Nothing wrong with meeting people, nothing wrong with hanging out, but be very, very cautious of who you really interact with on a regular basis. Be very cautious. And also be very, very cautious of who you take advice from. If you want advice about immigration, an expat that's been here for a while may be a good place to start, but always make sure you go to the immigration office of the country to get the final word. Don't ever take it from an expat, including me. Remember, this channel is a guide and it's here to help you. That's all I got, guys. Have a great day.